Hello and welcome to the channel. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and share the videos if you feel like being kind. If this is your first time on the channel, what we do here is we take a bit of a look into what's going on in the music industry, try and pick some things apart, and try and just have a little bit of a laugh of it, to be honest, because the music industry is way too serious. You're all too boring. You're boring. Yes, you. So today I wanted to talk about coffee house parties. And you might think that that's like an innuendo or like rhyming slang or some kind of term that you're not familiar with. But no, it quite literally is parties in a coffee house. Now, you might have seen these online. They're everywhere. They're all over the place at the moment. Bit of a viral sensation, to be honest. So this, to me, feels like something that probably started in LA. And there's a company called AM Radio LA that films all of their sets kind of boiler room style. And it's all filmed at a coffee shop. So there's loads of these. They're really well filmed. They look great. And there's some big artists on them as well, to be fair. So this is one with Disco Dom, another artist who's massive at the moment.
Welcome to your life. There's no time.
But you look online, you just have a search through social media, and there's loads of things like this online now. It's starting to pop up around Europe and other parts in America. But my question is, will something like this ever really take hold here in the UK? So, I could entirely see how something like that works in LA. For a couple of reasons. A, the weather. The weather definitely helps. That's all kind of outside. They've got a nice kind of patio going on. There's a bigger kind of fitness culture in LA. There's definitely an attitude and an appetite to try things that are new and a little bit different in places like LA as well. Here in the UK, here in London, we're a little bit more, we know what we like and we like what we know. And what we generally like is alcohol, boozing, partying. So the idea of like dancing to DJs and doing all of that, like going to what is essentially kind of a nightclub, but in the daytime with just coffee as your drug of choice, I think inherently it will feel uncomfortable to a lot of people in the UK. But maybe I'm wrong. Let's look into it. Article right here in the Metro. No clubs, just caffeine. London's coffee shop raves are the new way to party. So there's a big article there that talks a lot about how the younger generation now don't have the same attitude towards clubbing and partying that probably I had when I was a bit younger, right? So therefore, sober events or events that aren't focused solely around drinking have far more appeal to that generation. And I've seen this firsthand. I've tried putting on club nights recently and it's hard to sell them. It's hard to stand out in a saturated market. There's too many nightclubs. There's too many events. And the UK is in a vice-like grip of all the big event companies like your Live Nations and your Broadwick Lives and people like that who have market dominance. So stuff like this stands out. It's unique. It's different. But like I say, the kids now, sobriety is at an all-time high and the interest in nightclubs is at an all-time low. But I think I have the real reason why. And bear with me on this. This is the reason why the younger generation doesn't want to go to nightclubs. I'll give you the answer. It's because of dating apps. Now, it's a bit far-fetched, but bear with me on this. Sort of 15 years ago and any time sort of beyond then, right? Since the beginning of time until about kind of 10, 15 years ago, right? If you wanted to meet a lady or a fella, the best opportunity to do that, where was it? It was at nightclubs. Half the reason that I used to go to all of these horrible nightclubs I used to go to was to try and meet someone. And you did too. And I know you did. Don't pretend you didn't. You were the worst. You would put on a horrible shirt from Next, little bit of Paco Rabanne, you'd be drinking Blue WKD with your boys, couple of Jaeger bombs, and then you'd try and be brave enough to speak to that bunch of girls over there, right? That was why you went to nightclubs. It was the main reason to go. You could say it's the only reason to go, right? If you're 18 now, or kind of 18 to 25, that is not how you meet someone. You do it via apps. So therefore, what incentive is there to go to nightclubs anymore? If you're not as big on alcohol, and that's been proven, they don't drink as, and that's not how you meet a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a one night stand, then why? Why would you go to nightclubs? You would go to things that are a bit more nice. a bit different, a bit more of a vibe, like these coffee house parties. That's why they're successful, because the one USP, the one thing that the UK night out had was the social lubrication of being able to chat to girls or chat to fellas, right? And that doesn't happen anymore. So why would you go to one? So yeah, I mean, I think stuff like this could work in the UK. Why not? Maybe, I don't know if kind of like coffee parties would be the way that it exists in the UK. I quite like the idea of cup of tea parties, tea and scones parties, an afternoon tea rave. But I absolutely do think that unique types of events that do something that isn't solely based around alcohol, they're gonna fly. It's definitely the way to go. Pop-up events with a distinct USP, something different to offer, like these coffee house events are the future of these kind of events, really. Your bog standard nightclub does not hold the same appeal that